Hey guys, welcome back to the NFM Podcast, brought to you by the OptimizeU studio. Our sponsors today are OptimizeU, Kinnection Clinic, and Vibrant Meals. I am one of your hosts, Abby, and I'm here with Collin today. What's up, Collin?
Not a whole lot. How you been? It's been a minute.
It has. We kind of just talked about this, but I'm sure that people want to know how your performance went. Because last time you were on here, we were talking about it and it was coming up.
Yeah, so I did the National Fit Show. We placed in that one, and then about a month later, did the OCB music, and then turned pro, got pro card. So
that's amazing.
Mission accomplished.
Yay! That's so awesome. I bet that's so exciting.
Back to life.
What'd you say?
I said back to life now.
Yeah, I bet, man. We also have a very special guest today, Tash Weddle. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good. And she's with the New Beginnings Gym. New Beginnings, there's like two sides of it. Tell us a little bit.
There's actually two businesses. The New Beginnings Center is a nonprofit.
Okay.
Where we provide fitness, nutrition, behavior change coaching regardless of whether women can pay or not. And then TNB-Fitness is also a women's only gym for women who can afford training, and 25% of what they pay goes to help the nonprofit side of the business. So we are a social enterprise.
Awesome. Okay, so the TNB Gym, and then TNB Fitness, and then the New Beginnings nonprofit. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Okay, we want to hear all about that. Before we get into it, though, we have to do the basket of debates. Okay, so I gave you the rundown on this. Everybody grab one. Tash, you can start. Just read your prompts, and then we'll see what we got.
Is a hot dog technically a taco?
That is a really good question.
Do I answer this first, or do I let you guys go?
Have at it.
I say no because the quality of meat is probably better in a taco.
True. Okay, that's a good response. I mean, but even if it was a tortilla, you could still put some pretty bad quality meat in there.
Yes.
I think no. I feel like a taco has to be corn or flour, which I guess a bun is flour. No, I just think I just think no. Yeah, it could be.
No.
It's like that's like saying a burger's a taco, sort of. You think no?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Yeah, that one's.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. Nice try, Terry.
Yeah, where'd you even get that question, Terry? Ezra. We can blame it on Terry. Okay, I'll go next. Let's see. Would you rather work one day for 24 hours straight or 7 days a week for 3 hours? Definitely 7 days a week for 3 hours, I'd say. I think that working one day for 24 hours straight would just kind of set the rest of my week off. Like I also don't like necessarily having so many days just doing nothing. Like I like to have something productive to do every day. So 3 hours of work, 7 days a week, I feel like that's what I'm doing right now anyways. So I feel like that's my job.
No, I would take the one off.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm going to do the whole like self-employed thing. So it's like you end up, like when you run your own business, you're doing it 7 days. And it would be nice to take the time to not. You could do so much more like stuff with the family.
Yeah, true.
You just crank it all out in one. Then something else would fester, and then you can shift.
It's kind of like my husband's job because he's a firefighter. He works 48 hours straight, and then he's off for 96. He likes it.
Nice.
What about you?
I think, like you said, being an entrepreneur, you're pretty much working 7 days a week anyway. Mm-hmm. So 3 hours a day is nothing. So,
yeah.
And I think if I had the rest of the week, I'd be bored. So
yes, I agree with that.
Start something else. Get even busier.
3 businesses. Yeah. You could do 3 businesses in 3 days and have 4 days off.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I am. It's just always like random here and there every day of the week. So that's what I'm used to. What about you? What you got?
All right, let's see. Would you rather have your laundry always magically folded or your dishes always clean? This makes me laugh. Laundry always magically folded because that's the one chore. I told my wife, I refuse. I'll do anything but that one. So I kind of live that life now as it is.
Do you guys like assign chores for each of you?
We split it. That's the one that we had. Because I have my cats. My wife hates my cats. They're in the garage. Like every time, like I go out there, like I put the cat clothes in the washer separate, and she was like, "I'm not folding that." And I was like,
"Cat clothes?"
Like, no, my wife's really clean. She doesn't like the fur in the house. I was just like, end of the day, boom, drop it. But so she would just like, it would go through the wash, the dryer, put it in there, and then like the basket sat on top of the dryer for like 8 months. She's like, "I'm not folding." I was like, "You're going to lose
8
this
months."
battle. And she finally caved. So, Mary.
Man. Wow. I also hate folding
Storage.
laundry. It's probably my least favorite chore. So I would say laundry always folded would be my preference. What about you, Tash?
Well, both really.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, I lack the spatial awareness to load a dishwasher correctly, so I guess have the dishes washed.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I relate to that. My husband's always like critiquing me on how to put things in the dishwasher. I'm like, it's going to get clean.
Doesn't
If
matter.
it fits, it fits.
Right.
Yeah, if it fits, it's fine. Do y'all put a crock pot in the dishwasher?
No.
We use the little bag thingies.
Wait, bag thingies?
You can put like a bag on like the crock pot, so whenever you're done with yours, take out, throw away.
Oh, I've
Smart.
seen that. That is
Clutch.
genius.
Yeah, I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I should do that. That's so easy. I did put a crock pot in the dishwasher like 2 days ago, though, and I was like, people would tell me not to do this, but doing it anyways.
Nah, it's fine.
That's fine. All right, that's everything, right? Good debate, y'all. We probably, I feel like most of the time we end up agreeing more than we do debating, but whatever.
Everybody likes hot dogs.
Yeah.
Tacos.
Yeah. All right, Tash, tell us about, well, before you kind of already told us TNB-Fitness and then the new Beginnings Gym. Give us the backstory. Take us way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
What led you to where you are now
Yeah.
and what you're doing now?
Well, I played basketball and played Division I basketball. I went to North Carolina State. Unfortunately, I had 3 knee surgeries in 2 years and was, just redshirted, not playing, really down about that. I transferred and finished playing at the University of Evansville. When all was said and done, 7 knee surgeries through my college career. Just always dealing with
7,
pain.
you said?
7.
Woo.
But always I was always a self-motivated kid too. So I was going to go in the weight room and just try to get ahead. How can I get back? How can I get stronger? How can I compete? And just fell in love with the weight room.
Yeah.
And had a really good strength coach at Evansville. He just put his heart and soul into the athletes, especially women. And this was in the 90s when that wasn't the case at every school, where women were overlooked.
Did you feel like in the 90s that like it was more of a guy's
for sure
thing?
At NC
and
State,
they
our
didn't
strength
take it
coach came
seriously?
out, helped, and would stay out there on the floor with the men's basketball team. But with the women, he's like, "Here's your workout." And he walked back in his office, and that was just the way things were.
There's a very clear distinction.
Yeah, so to have a coach that really took an interest in the women's basketball team, I was like, this really feels cool. I love this energy around this, and I love lifting weights. And when I graduated, I was like, well, what am I going to do with this degree in exercise physiology? I was like, I think I got to go to grad school. And so I went to the University of Tennessee, and I was a graduate assistant, and I did get to work with Pat Summitt's teams, so 2 national championship teams there. I learned a boatload at the University of Tennessee. Actually, you graduate with this degree, you get your certification, but you really don't know how to coach yet. And so to get 2 years of, minimum 20 hours a week of experience was so valuable. Then I went to Kent State for 2 years.
Yeah, my mom went there.
And worked with 8 different teams while I was at Kent State. Then I went to Purdue University for 5 years and had about 5 teams there. And then I came to Vanderbilt in 2005. And I started out with 4 teams, but my final 4 years there, I only had women's basketball, which was great. I love basketball. But I was traveling a lot. I was kind of sitting around a lot. And that was 17 years in that career as a college strength coach. And I was kind of just really wondering, like, I've lived my whole life in this bubble of sports. What is life like without that? Yeah. And I'll be honest, the strength and conditioning profession is at that collegiate level is very male dominated. There's very few women, like I think 3% women. Yeah. And you're not going to coach the football team, and you're you're not going to make the big money. Yeah. So it's like, what else do I want to do? And I had trained general population clients all along at every place I'd been. But one of my clients here in Nashville was the Habitat for Humanity CEO. Okay. And she suggested, working with the population that wants to work to make their lives better, that we start a nonprofit and serve a population that would never have an opportunity to receive coaching. Because when you do think about it, personal training and coaching, it's really kind of reserved for those who can afford it. Yeah, definitely. The confident, the young individual. So it's like, let's do this. And so that was in 2011 that we got our nonprofit status, and just started all local foundations, corporations, just going around giving our elevator pitch. We had a building that was built for us to the specs that we wanted in Berry Hill.
Nice.
Off of 8th South, 6,000 square feet. It's a beautiful facility.
It is. I've seen it.
We moved in 2013. We now serve over 400 women a year in the nonprofit.
Wow.
TNB-Fitness is up to about 100 women. And both businesses are doing great. The things that we accomplished, it's just, decreased medication, improved health markers. But really, it's that self-esteem that we're building. It's that confidence. When you first teach a woman, when you take her off of a dumbbell Romanian deadlift and you teach her how to barbell deadlift, and that look in her eyes of like, well, I just did that. Oh my God, now I'm addicted.
Yeah.
And that the sky's the limit. You can't, there's just nothing else that empowers people the same as the weight room.
Yeah.
To me. So
100%.
I agree with that. So, man, there's so much there. Like so many things while you're talking. I'm like, oh, I want to ask about that. Whenever that lady, the CEO of Habitat, what was her name?
Chris McCarthy.
Whenever Chris brought this idea to you, is that something you had thought about beforehand? Or were you just like, all right, this is a good idea. This is like an avenue to go in this fitness world. So
No, I mean, honestly, nobody's ever thought about it because we're the only thing that exists like this still.
That's crazy.
I thought, why not, right? Like, I'd spent my life working with high-level athletes, and then, let's be honest, the people I trained privately had money to afford that. And I'd never worked with a population between that. And I thought, and you know what? It is so fun. It is so fun when that client, so I will say this, 85% of the women don't pay anything to come to New Beginnings twice a week for indefinitely. And then we have a sliding scale because we just don't want cost to be the barrier.
Yeah.
And the gratitude that goes along with that. And there's no sense of entitlement there, right? It's just thank you. And I'm going to work hard for this opportunity. And so, yeah. Yeah.
And fitness should be accessible for everybody. And you're truly providing that for people. Yeah. What are where are a lot of the people coming from when they come into the New Beginnings? Are they coming from people who have worked out before, or
good question,
not very familiar with it?
Yeah, most have not been familiar.
Okay.
And some have. Physicians refer to us, other nonprofits that serve the same population, but really a big part is word of mouth, because when a woman starts our program, and we want at least a 12-week commitment. So when she's going to come, think about it. These are mothers, grandmothers. They've never done anything for themselves because they've been taking care of everybody else. So when they commit twice a week, 2 hours a week for 12 weeks, they're going to talk about it to their friends. Yeah. And then when their friends start to notice, like, hey, you walk taller, your posture's better, you look, great, what's going on? They're going to talk about it. So yeah, for sure.
Like, how do you guys determine like who gets in? Like, since I imagine you have like a bit of a cap, right? You said it was like 85 or something, 85% of the people.
Yeah, so we go up to HUD housing, 100% of HUD housing. So right now, a single household, a woman that makes less than $56,000, there's no cost. Okay, and that's a lot of Davidson County, right?
Less than $56,000, yeah.
And then there's a sliding scale over that, so it could be like $75 for the 12 weeks, or up to $300 for the 12 weeks. It's dependent on income.
Okay, and I might be misunderstanding this, but does TNB-Fitness fund the nonprofit?
Yes, partially. We still have to fundraise through grants and events and donors, but 25% of our gross from goes to the New Beginnings Center.
Which is amazing for the clients, too, who are training with you, to know that they're giving...
Yes.
They're enhancing their life by exercise. And then they're also supporting something that's really amazing for people who can't afford training like that.
Yeah, it definitely is an impact of why they make that decision.
I'm sure.
Too, we're Nashville's only women's gym, truly
women's gym. It is women only.
Yes, and there used to be tons of these, and not tons, but in the 90s and 80s there were more. I don't know why. I think when you say as an entrepreneur and business owner, I'm only going to serve half the population, and it's like you're like, okay, now the pool is smaller. But I think right now there is such a movement, especially with women going through menopause and after, and the word is getting out there about how important strength training is, especially heavy strength training. And women are realizing, I need to know how to do this, and I need to learn how to do it right. And I want to do it in this environment where it just feels safe. Yeah. And I feel welcomed. And, not that you don't anywhere else, but it's just, that they feel comfortable.
What was like the biggest hurdle getting that off the ground? Because I imagine that had to be a hard pitch. But, we want to run two facilities, right?
It's one facility, shared space,
We want to run the one space, and that's have to be hard to raise funding for that. Because like a gym in itself is like hard enough to even like stay alive with the full population. Yeah. I can't imagine how that was.
It was hard. And there were, within the first year, like, we can't make payroll. And it was just me. It was just me really until from 2013, when I started doing this full time, to 2016, 17, it was just me doing everything. Whoa. And so it was very long days, I
doubt it was 3 hours a day.
But I will say that really, I owe that a lot of gratitude to our co-founder, Chris McCarthy, because she had such a good reputation from what she did at Habitat that people would listen to us. So we did get a $100,000 anonymous grant for capital, for equipment. We did get a great deal on rent initially with the space. And we did get our foot in the door in United Way and the Memorial Foundation and then HCA and St. Thomas. And so, I think at first when I was giving that pitch around town in 2011, I'm like, who's going to invest in this? But they did. And so many, it's pretty awesome that they did, because now they can say we are a part of something that Nashville has that no one else in the country is doing. So.
Wow.
Why do you think that hasn't spread to other cities?
Yeah.
I just think that the fitness industry, it's hard to start a business. And when you're saying, I do think that every gym should have a couple hours or a couple spots reserved for sliding scale or scholarship. Yeah. And but it's just hard from owning a business, knowing that when profit is so hard to come by anyway, that to convince someone to do that is.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people in our space, they really care about people having access to this and just being well, but you also have to run a business.
Right.
Like, that's really the challenging part, because if it were up to me, I'd just give everybody training for free, but then I also have to pay my rent.
Right.
So when you were doing it solo, were you like running the building, doing all the sessions? Like
For the most part, yeah.
Woof.
So I said that for New Beginnings. For TNB-Fitness, I had a coach that helped, but yeah.
And then where are you guys now?
We have 3 coaches on TNB-Fitness and myself. I choose to do a lot of coaching. I love it. Nice. And then New Beginnings, we have 3 full-time staff, myself included is 4, and then I think 7 coaches.
Nice. Is it all one-on-one, or is it?
No. So we have, pre-COVID, it was a 3,000 square foot training space. We were shut down for 9 weeks during COVID. And then the day I was about to leave town for a month, the mayor says you can open up. So I run over there that evening and I tape out 13 200 square feet spots to give the illusion of space. But it works because every woman now has her own squat rack, her own equipment, her own space. And we know where they are as coaches it's like we know where they are, we know where their workout is. And it's individualized workouts. And so we can allow 13, maybe we can cram 15 women in there. But yeah. And so we will have our coach, like right now for a group of 10 to 13 women for New Beginnings, we have 3 coaches on the floor. Same thing really for TNB-Fitness, 3 to 4 coaches on the floor. So it's a low ratio.
Nice.
What were the biggest, throughout that whole journey, what were the biggest barriers? What are the things that you came into contact with that was like, oh, this is challenging? And then also what did you learn through all that?
I think so many things. I kind of learned business as I went along and sometimes made mistakes to learn. And it's not just like small business to me is not difficult. Nonprofit can be difficult. It's a lot more red tape. It's a lot more due diligence. It's and so just learning all of that. And I think that one obstacle is having the time to do it all. Another obstacle is burnout. Happens. But really, too, and we had this discussion earlier, it's just finding good coaches and that want to stick around for a while has been a challenge.
Yeah. Whenever you're looking for a coach, what do you look for?
Well,
someone who's going to be handling your clients that you mean a lot to you.
I always say match my intensity. I want energy. Not that you have to be loud, but you need to have that passion for it.
Yeah.
It's always great when I can find a coach who can coach the room and see what, versus just one-on-one. It's always great for a coach to have experience.
Yeah.
But that's not always necessary, because I have a great coach now who walked in and says, I don't know anything. I hope you take a chance on me. And she's learned, she knows so much.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of barbell lifts. And that's very technical, and you have to know what you're doing. We also do a lot of corrective exercise. We do kettlebells. I realize, I've been doing this for 30 years. In the fitness industry, and still I love this profession because you never know it all.
Yeah. And
things still change too, and technology and all the things. So I just really look for that good attitude, work ethic, and true passion for it.
Yeah.
Not the I love to work out, so I want to be a coach. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
But I love interacting with people, and I can engage with a wide range of people.
Yes. Yeah. You can if they come and they're passionate and they're ready to learn, then you can kind of mold them.
Yes.
And shape them. And I'm sure that they learned so much from you with all 30 years experience.
They're very complimentary of how much they've learned and are grateful for that. And we have a great staff right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more grateful.
Good.
When the people come in, it's like, you said it's like a 12-week program?
Initial 12 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, what's that look like what's your assessment process look like? And then kind of how does that go into it? Like, do you take a lot from what you did like in S&C, or is it kind of just really, probably sounds like it varies since it's individualized, but where's it kind of heavily influenced from?
Well, it's different for each side. I have a little bit more time to spend with each client in TNB-Fitness, so I do a movement screen and injury history. And we pretty much do that. We do that injury history with the New Beginnings clients as well. And with the New Beginnings program, so each session builds on the last. And we meet each woman where she's at. So, I've got a woman who comes in and on a cane, 80-year-old who comes in on a cane.
Amazing.
And so she started out having to do an assisted sit to a box and stand. Now she's unassisted. Then she's holding a plate and doing it.
That's so rewarding.
So, most women will come in and start out with just a good old goblet squat. And maybe by week 3, she's doing a barbell back squat. It may not be super heavy, but we're working technique. And so they're earning the right to go from the more elementary movement to the more the movement that we can load for life, right?
Yeah.
And then the nutrition coaching is just habit-based. So, week 1, we're just talking about, water, walk, and sleep. Then the next week it's hammer and protein. And the next week we're going to talk about veggies, and we're going to talk about carbs, and then we're going to talk about healthy fats. And then we're just going to repeat that and go a deeper level down on that. And just meet these women where they're at, because, a lot of women are busy. They may be working multiple jobs. They're taking care of kids. They might be eating fast food or convenience food more often than they're not.
Yeah.
So, their diet isn't going to look like our diet in 12 weeks, but it's certainly going to look better.
Yeah.
And we have an in-body scan, so we can measure the improvements, and, then correlate that to, she was on medication for hypertension. Now she's cut that in half, or now she's off of it, and so forth.
Yeah. And if you can help somebody instill habits, then you're helping them kind of create systems to be able to create some change in a busy life, or in a, life that's hard to get control of certain things that you would like to get control of. So giving them kind of that power to do that with assistance, that sounds amazing. It sounds like your clients are really kind of involved in the process, the journey. Like you said, each workout builds on the other, and then they earn the right to do a barbell movement or whatever it is, whatever their progression may be. Would you agree with that? Do they see I'm working towards this?
Yeah. And what's cool is, when a woman notices another woman, oh, wow, she just went from that movement to this barbell back squat. I want to do that too.
Yeah.
But it happens on both sides. Like when you see, a client in TNB-Fitness jump on a 40-inch box, and everybody else is like, whoa, I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah.
Right? It's very important that we see people that look like us, and, and what can be achieved. And I think having been a strength coach and been in this world, this industry for my entire career, I think women are underestimated quite a bit. Not as much as they used to be. And like I said, there's really some cool movements happening in the fitness industry. But, I train quite a few women who are over 50. Yeah. And, their experience was different when they were in their 20s and 30s. And so for them to see like, wow, women can, women can do this.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. I want to get more into that after we take a quick little break.
At OptimizeU, we believe that normal is not optimal. Whether you've been dabbling in hormones or this is your first time and you want to know where to get started, we make the hormone optimization process very simple. Simply get started with comprehensive labs, and our providers will take it from there with you to review where you are right now and where you want to be to ultimately help you achieve your health and performance-related goals. So from our expertise in hormones, peptides, all the way to recovery services, we want you feeling at your optimized best so that you ultimately feel better physically, mentally, and sexually. Just like hormones play a significant role in the overall optimization of your health, so do recovery services help your body on a cellular level. From our sensory lounge to our infrared sauna, full body red light, full body cryotherapy, cold plunge, we have a wide range of performance recovery services just for you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. We're here with Tash Weddle, and we were just talking about women you're training now and how things were different when they're in their 20s and 30s, but how they're seeing the things that women can do and maybe been underestimated in the past. You've been in this for a while. And you kind of talked a little bit about in your career as a sports coach. Is that what you call it?
Strength conditioning
coach. Feeling like there wasn't a huge space for women in that at the time. Or is there a time in your journey that you felt like you have been underestimated as a woman? Because you've done a lot. Like, look at the past 30 years and look where you are.
I think going to our national convention for college strength coaches, they'd always have a women's breakfast, for the female coaches, and we're always complaining about the pay discrepancy at the time, or just the fact that I've worked with football. I had to step in and assist with football at Purdue, and or in the men's basketball team, and just the disrespect and what do you know? Yeah. Mentality.
Do you feel like things have changed?
Well, I've only been training women for the last 12 years. So I don't know that I can answer that. Yeah. But I do think it's changed. Yeah. I mean, we're seeing, I just read about the first, female umpire in professional baseball the other day. So, yes, things are changing.
I didn't even know that there weren't women umpires in baseball. That's cool.
So how'd you take and put yourself in rooms like that and kind of go over that? Because since you work with males in a male-dominated space, especially in that era, like, how'd you kind of get? Because it's a boys' club.
Yeah, it is a boys' club, and I think what I did is I used it as fuel. Yeah, I used it as my drive to. I want to be the best I can be at this. I won't be overlooked. Yeah, and I continue to just learn and practice and think about what I do all the time.
And to kind of follow up on that, because I have some buddies that went down the S&C route and that the first 10 years sucks big time. You're making no money. Like, how did you keep the drive to want to stay in that while having just the survivability part of it, just like making enough money to pay your rent and stuff, and then also having that external pressure of like, hey, this is a boys thing. Like, why'd you stay in it? Because that was just, I know people that dropped out of S&C like, this is just so much work for $25,000. And they're working like 70 hours.
Yeah.
I think part of it was my identity at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Having been an athlete. And two, I mean, you get so specialized. That's what I went to school to do. It's what I went to do my graduate assistantship for. It's all I ever wanted to do, and then you realize, well, gosh, what kind of job could I get if I didn't do this, right? And then I did realize, I was like, I'm not going to retire at this. And so that's when, when the opportunity arose to, okay, you want to start a nonprofit? I'm like, sure, let's try this. But the funny thing is I'm still using the same skills. This just looks different.
Yeah.
who would you say influenced your coaching philosophy the most? Were you like a Poliquin person, or like where?
I love reading some good old Charles Poliquin. I have all of his books.
I'm
They're going
on
to be
a
collectibles someday.
Poliquin kick again.
You know, I went through my bodybuilding stage, even though I'm 6'2", and that was never going to happen. You know, I Louis Simmons powerlifting. Luka Hocevar, I like him a lot now. I've just, throughout I've always had people that I've followed and learned. But the thing I did learn early on, thankfully, was get a philosophy and stick to it. Now, you can keep refining your philosophy, and you can take tools out of your toolbox and you can add some in, but there's no one tool that should just be your philosophy. And stop going down rabbit holes. So don't forget that I was coaching in the late mid-90s when the stability ball was everything, right?
Yeah.
And then it becomes the TRX, and then it becomes the this, and then it becomes the kettlebell's great, but it's not everything. It's not the tool for everything. And, so I just keep... What I really have been so amazed in the last few years of my career is how the longer you're in it, the more simplified you want to get things back to.
Yeah.
Go back to the simple stuff, because that's what's been working, and all this other fancy stuff. And, it's kind of distracting.
Yeah, we'll come back to the stability ball in probably 5 years. That's right. We're in the hyper stability mode right now.
I mean, the Smurfs are back. Come on.
Who knew? Well, what would you say your philosophy is? Like, if all those things, are tools that can be helpful, what's the one thing you've kind of stuck to?
I think, honestly, functional strength is great, but people need to redefine what functional is. It's not, doing something silly on a single leg with, twirling something over your head.
Yeah.
Getting stronger is functional.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think understanding how to program, teach, to refine the movement and continue to teach the nuances of it and be able to program it so that progress can be made indefinitely is functional strength. And, we know now that women, especially as hormones change, need to be lifting heavy.
Yeah.
Like in that, 2 to 6 rep range heavy. And unfortunately, not a lot of women did that when they're younger, and they weren't athletes, so they don't know how to do that. That doesn't mean they can't achieve great standards, but they need to be taught and progressed and programmed appropriately. So my philosophy is continue to get stronger, do it safely, do it wisely, and know how to design a balanced program. Yeah.
How do you teach, since you work with some women now that probably didn't have an athletic background? Because I run into this with some of the women that I work with, and they don't have that athletic background, so they don't know that burn sensation. Like, that's foreign to them, so they're like, immediately it's like, oh, that's a pain thing. Like, how do you teach them, hey, this is what we're trying to do, and get them to lean into it? Because it's like, once you get those women to lean into that kind of stuff, it's so cool, because then they're like 5 more on there, like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I always try to explain that that's lactic acid, and that releases growth hormone, and that builds muscle and burns fat. But I don't know that they really care in the moment.
They're like, yeah, but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. I really do think there's power in teaching people to control the neuroconnections, meaning what are they thinking about while they're working out? Because people that just don't like working out, guaranteed it's because they're thinking negative thoughts while they're doing it.
Yeah.
Instead of, why can't you think about how great you feel for having the willpower to do this, or how much stronger or fitter you are than you were yesterday. If you were to start to think about good thoughts, you would find yourself starting to like this more.
I love that.
Yeah. That's super good.
Clip.
I also love that you said something about making sure you refine a movement with people. I feel like that's a really challenging thing to do, because you are working with some people who aren't necessarily mentally there. Getting them to slow down and be patient with you, I've found is very challenging to help them see the importance of refining a movement and not just jumping into it and not just adding weight to the bar. So that's good. I feel encouraged by you saying that, to just...
It's okay to slow down. And I'm not bashing anybody, but the fitness culture and the franchises and things that have been popular, it's about fast. It's about going fast, and it's a lot of density, right, of work and done in a small amount of time. And it doesn't automatically equal better results than just slowing down a little bit, learning it, taking the time.
Yeah. Do you train in the TNB-Fitness gym?
Funny, sometimes I do, but I actually put a gym in my garage, and that's my That's my favorite place to train.
Okay.
By myself I listen to country music.
I
when
was about to ask, what do you put on?
And just
Country.
I have everything I need in my gym,
Okay.
in my garage.
What's your country song right now you're listening to?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I could tell you that. I just have my. I prefer old school country.
Yeah.
The 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Another thing, kind of like off topic, but I wanted to ask you about is you do some stuff with youth too, right?
We were. So we did have an Iron Souls program for girls.
Iron Souls.
We've
yes.
put pause on that just because kids getting to our location was an obstacle. And I don't want to it's called mission creep in a nonprofit when you keep trying to do too many things. And so we know that we serve women well, we do it well. We want to keep our focus there for now. We might revisit that in the future.
Yeah.
So
that's smart to be able to. Do you feel like it's hard to sometimes be able to see when you're mission creeping?
Oh, for
as
sure.
And
passionate. Sometimes it can be because, there's a grant for this thing, and we don't really do that, but we could do that. But you got to be careful. You can't do that. You just got to do what you do and do it well.
Yeah. So do you think in the future you would get back into that?
It's quite possible. It's quite possible.
So what is the future of this? What's next for you guys?
Yeah, so that's what's on the table is figuring out if we when and that could be soon, that we run out of capacity and space. We already do go into satellite locations with our nonprofit, libraries, family resource centers, churches, but are there other places we could go into and run a couple of groups a week for what we're doing, because brick and mortar is expensive in Nashville. Yeah. And so how can we be smart about it and share space? And so if anybody out there has a gym that they own that has, at least 4 squat racks, wants to give a couple hours to the community, great. We'll take it. But we've got to figure that out. And how we expand, I don't know. But I really do think that word's starting to get out. It took a while, but about what we do. And I could see us expanding to other locations, maybe not in Tennessee, but
other cities. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be amazing. People need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your success stories? Before we end, we have to ask that question.
Yeah, they all over the place, right? There are women who say that we've saved their lives, which we have. Getting off of insulin, off of medication, antidepressants. Multiple women have left abusive relationships. Avoiding kidney replacement surgery. Yeah. Right. Some of the times you just don't know, right, how you've impacted a woman.
Yeah, I was thinking my mind went physical and mental. How have you saved people?
And so you can't measure that. How I see myself differently now because I've had this experience. So therefore, everything I do, from raising my kids to how I perform my job, or how I am as a spouse, or whatever, is going to be better and different because I feel different and more capable.
Yeah, for sure. It impacts all areas of your life.
Yeah. I mean, this is medicine. What we do is medicine.
Agree. Have you seen that, Collin?
Oh, personally too, I couldn't even imagine life without doing it. It's the single best decision I ever made. Yeah. And then you just see just women that I work with, just their confidence is so much better. And you're just like, that's freaking sweet. Mm-hmm. When they make that shift from negative self-talk to you never hear them say a bad thing about it. And they don't even realize they're doing it. Mm-hmm. You're just like, that's awesome.
Yeah. I love what we're doing. We'll keep doing it. I don't know about y'all, but
it's hard work, but it's so rewarding and worth it.
Yeah.
And, What else would you do?
Right. What I know. Yeah. Now that I'm doing this, I'm like, what else would I do? I'm not as passionate about anything else. Well, how can the public help with this mission?
Well, sure. As a nonprofit, we are always seeking funds.
Yeah.
And we do have a luncheon on October 2nd at Hillwood Country Club. Fundraising
Is it a luncheon?
A fundraising luncheon, yes. But just, go to our site, like us on social media. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
And spread the word about both organizations, because every new client we get at TNB-Fitness, therefore, helps New Beginnings. And let women know about the opportunity at New Beginnings. Because you know what? I think a lot of times women are like, wait a minute, this seems too good to be true. Yeah. It's not.
It honestly does. There's just not stuff like that.
Yeah.
To have your gym based on their pay, their gym membership. Yeah. That's wild and amazing.
Yeah.
Good. You. All right, guys. Well, like she said, look it up. Go to the websites. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook,
yeah.
all the things. And thank you guys for listening. If you found this episode enjoyable or helpful in any way, then please like and subscribe on behalf of NFM and Spread the Positive. We really appreciate your support and for tuning in. Stay connected, stay strong, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.